Yo, how is it going, everyone? It's been a hot minute since our last video. A lot has gone on, but I'll go over that in another video. Today, I want to talk about why I switched from using like the liquid detergent soaps, and I'm going to call them detergents as it is, because I mean they pretty much are detergents. I mean, I'm not going to use a whole. No, okay, but I know there's a lot of it is a bit of like a uh, kind of controversial thing where it's like some people believe that it is actually like the same ingredients as what would be in your laundry detergent. I'm not saying that that actually is the same exact ingredients. What I'm saying is that it acts like detergent because the smells, the feel of it. If you look at Tide and then you look at like maybe Kraken Guard, Old Spice, and you tell me that there's a difference, like it doesn't look like it. It looks really bad. But I'm not about it's not about any of that stuff. I thought a lot of the whole like controversy between is it true or is it not true, like the whole thing. Look, I don't know if in fact, soap companies are putting like harsher chemicals in these soaps because they wanted to skip on using natural ingredients, whatever the case is, all that stuff, right? I don't know if that's the case. But what I do know is that I wanted something that just made me feel better. And using like Old Spice, Kraken Guard, and a few other things like that, just it didn't hit the mark anymore. I mean, there was times when I would take a shower and I was literally feeling like I had potentially been like, I guess the best way I can say it was like covered in something that would clog up your pores. It made you feel like a film was over your body. It felt really gross. I just didn't feel clean. I felt like I needed to go and take another shower after taking a shower. And that was like one of the things where I'm like, okay, this is obviously meaning that something isn't working and I need to figure out what it is and just try something different. So I happened to just be walking through pharmacy one day, picking up prescriptions for my grandmother, and I happen to look over to my right, and I see the Dr. Squatch bars are still in the store, and I'm like, I've seen these advertised quite a bit. Maybe I should check them out. And this is what this video is about. It's going to be about how I kind of went from doing that to switching to bar soap from the major companies and stuff like that, like from their bar soaps and from the liquid soaps from them, and kind of talk about like there's other YouTubers that have talked about like the actual ingredients, like what is the benefits of using the St. John's wort, or in this case the lion's tooth, or the blue passion flower, right? They actually have medicinal benefits and all this other stuff for topical effects and things of that nature. However, I legitimately feel like they have done a way better job of being able to cover all those individual ingredients and actually talk about those things in a much better light. So if you really want to check out more of those types of things, I recommend the channel Frickcast. I'll have a link for his channel in the description down below. But he does a great job of ranking the bars and doing all this other stuff like that when he talks about the actual ingredients and what makes the bar so unique and so different from each other, and what maybe is the same as this one, but maybe it's not and not as this one. And I'll go over why I feel like there is also a plethora of different, actual scents out there, but all have maybe the same exact properties as each other, but it's because they have different scents. And I kind of feel like that's also because, each person kind of is going to be different. Not everybody's going to like that same scent, so maybe that's why they would do that. But we'll go over that a little bit later on. But, if one of the biggest things is that, like, I know a lot of people are probably also like, why are you doing one of these videos as well? Like, this is probably the biggest question most of you might have already asked, like yourself, like, why is Devi doing a soap review when he normally does tech or cannabis review videos? Well, it's because I've been trying to do little things to improve my life. Like I said about the whole, like, why have I switched from using the, like, liquid detergent soap, and even like the Dove and Dial and Irish Spring kind of like bar soap, stuff like that. Why have I switched from using those kind of soaps to using something along the lines of like this right here, like this Dr. Squatch one? And this is just one of the many bars, by the way, that we have, right? So this is the Gryffindor Brick of the Brave one, and God, it smells so fucking good. I literally had just used this one for my shower last night. I meant to do this video last night right after the shower, before doing my stream, actually. I should leave that open because I want to show that brick off more when we go to the deeper part of the review here in just a little bit, because today's video will also be not just about me going through the whole adjustment and stuff like that of trying out these new things, but also a review of the Harry Potter collection. As you can see but behind me, as might have kind of given it a clue to what we might be reviewing today. But there's a little caveat with two of them. Like one of them, this guy, he's in the shower right now. I didn't feel like grabbing him out of the shower just to show you guys and everything like that. On top of that, he's almost gone too because I've used quite a bit of him. It is also a lead into the review as well. But I literally have so these are the boxes for the two that are also in the shower right now. But at the store, they only had extras of both of these two, so I bought a bunch of those. Now there was like the Hufflepuff one as well at the store. We'll get into why I didn't want to buy that one a little bit later on as well. But so as far as I can remember though, I've been using soaps like Axe, Old Spice, and a few others like that, and it's one of those things where like uh you know, it's you've been so accustomed to using these types of soaps that you're just like, is there something out there that really is going to one give me the same level of cleanliness that I feel like those things were used to giving me, and two, am I gonna feel the supposed like hype from all this stuff? Now, I'm just gonna be honest with you, okay? Like, let's be real, and I agree with a couple of other YouTubers like Swell Entertainment. She was great about this, and I totally agree with what she said. Have some realistic, expectations for yourself. If you think that using the soap is instantly just gonna make somebody just go, oh my God, you smell so good. I want to be with you. I wish my man smelled like you. Whatever the case, that's not gonna happen. Just gonna point that out. Um, I think the closest to that kind of moment that I had was I was hanging out with a lady and she smelled the soap because I just gotten out of the shower, like literally 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes afterwards, and I just got out of the fucking shower, okay? She smells it, and she's like, oh, that smells really fucking good, and it was talking about how smooth it made my skin. That's about it. It wasn't like, oh my God, you smell so good, oh my God. Like, no, it's not gonna happen like that, right? But you do get noticed, like, the fact, like, I've had people have actually said that because the fact that I put it on my arms a lot, I use it as a hand soap as well when I'm at work. And I had people do compliment the smell of it because you can smell it in the whole air at that point, right? It's not just on me. It's like they thought it was a cologne. And I was like, no, that's my soap I'm using. But because I've been using it throughout the day, it's permeated the smell in the store so much that a lot of the customers that were coming in were like, oh wow, that smells really good. What cologne is that? And I'm like, actually, it's not a cologne. It's actually a Dr. Squatch bar soap. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, that stuff's actually good. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think it's because one part of it is that yes, you have a very I don't want to call it necessarily cringe, but it is a very kind of hype like build up the hey, you got to try our product because you're gonna be cool, ladies are gonna want you, and it's kind of like the Axe ads and Old Spice ads rolled into one. However, though, what I really wish that they would focus more on, and I mean I get why they do it. I mean it's kind of like the whole sex sells things. It's just it's being cool sells, right? uh, the idea of it though is like these soaps clean you in a way that it's really hard to describe. Like a few weeks back when I was taking a shower and I was using the Old Spice, I shortly after I opened up the bottle, I was like, oh man, what the fuck? Like it smelled good, but it just like it felt so strong that it was making me nauseous. I was like, God damn, like that is so pungent. And then I remember I put it into my hand and I go to start lathering up into the loofah, and as soon as I go to put the loofah, I'm like, oh, like I'm like almost gagging at this point because I'm like I just gotta hurry to get washed up. I just gotta get this off of me as quickly as possible. And it felt weird. I was like kind of gagging on the smell, and it just felt too pungent all of a sudden. And I'm not even joking. And again, as I'm getting older, like things are changing. You know what I mean? Like I'm almost 32 now. I'll be 32 this year, so it's like, dude, things are changing for myself. Like a lot of things that I used to love, I'm not loving anymore. So it's like there's that thing where your body's going through all those chemical changes and stuff. And for me, Axes and Old Spices just weren't smelling good anymore. I literally would try to smell an Axe or Old Spice bottle, and I was like, I don't like to smell this anymore. It smells disgusting to me. And so once I got out of the shower, though, I felt like my pores were, like I said, were clogged up. I felt like there was like a layer of like film over my body, and it was like I was like, I just felt gross. It was it was like how do I put this? It was kind of like I said, I felt like I had to go take another shower. One of the other things I would say is that I would normally just be like, okay, I'm gonna go use or I'm gonna go take a shower. I'm gonna use the soap, whatever, stuff like that. And I need to take a shower because I'm dirty. Da 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 da. Right? Go take the shower. But when you get to a point when you can be like, hey, I want to take a shower because I enjoy taking the shower, because I enjoy the soap I'm using, I enjoy the actual aromatherapy that I'm getting from it, also from the cleanse it's doing to my body, the actual natural ingredients and stuff like that. Like I said, Frickcast does a better job of describing why these ingredients are going to be good for your body and why they make you feel the way you do. Because again, what I'm going to talk about here, I don't think, without having checked out some of those types of videos, you're not going to understand what I'm getting at here. Because I feel like some of those videos, they only lightly touch. Like Frick touches on it lightly about how it might make you feel coming out of the shower, and what the feeling is like, maybe the grit level, and all that stuff. And I want to kind of go over these things a little bit more because, you know, it's like these companies that make, Dove, Dial, Irish Spring, all that stuff like that. They're just they're not bad, but the problem is what is the one thing that you're told by every parent, every person, everything like that, when it comes to, hey, should you shower every day or should you use that soap every day? And it's like, no, you shouldn't. You should let your body rebuild its natural, bacteria and and all that other shit up, oils and so much and so forth, so on. You gotta let it build all that stuff back up and let it do its thing. And if you keep stripping it away, it's just gonna dry you out and you're not gonna have a good time. Fun fact, I've been using these soaps and my hands haven't been dried out. My body hasn't been dried out. In fact, actually, my body is normally more moisturized than it ever has been. Even though I still have bought a bottle of hemp lotion, which love this stuff, right? Love this stuff to death. I don't need to use it as much as I used to have to use it because the fact I'm not as ashy and dried out as I once was. Now, it's like one of those things, like, what if I told you there was a soap that when you use it you don't only feel clean, that you feel happy and restored as well, right? uh that the clean you get is one of the best you'll ever have, leaves you feeling smooth and fresh. By the way, yes, I'm reading off the script that I wrote just a little bit ago and last night because I want to remember everything I had said, because my brain is just totally crap at this point. You know, I haven't drank enough G Fuel yet. Like, I literally haven't had any G Fuel or any caffeine yet today. So I'm going off no caffeine. I'm about to go do dishes, then go take a walk with my little sister, and then go hit the shower again, and then go do a stream. Which again, if you guys want to catch me live on live.space. That's live dot space space/Devi DEVI, and come and hang out with us there. Ask me questions, especially if you have any questions that you want to ask me about the Dr. Squatch soaps, you want to ask me about any of the tech reviews I've done, cannabis reviews, then come on in, ask me the questions. I'll be live there, right? And usually I'm live pretty much almost every day. The time frame varies. All right, it could be any part of the time of the day. I could be live. It could be early in the morning, could be in the afternoon, could be at nighttime. Who knows? So just be sure to drop a follow over there, and you'll know when I go live. But the sense that they actually give you, like, from all this stuff, the clean you get from it is, it's the best clean I've ever had, right? When I wash with the Dr. Squatch soaps, I literally feel my body just feel fucking clean. I feel rejuvenated. The aromatherapy, as I say, like when the water is hitting these bars of soap right here, and I'm just like, and that wafting in the air, you're just like, yeah. There's a part of it, like, especially this one, it helps relax my muscles. It relaxes my body, and I'm like, yeah, that's good. Like, let's keep hitting me with that one. You know, there's a lot of different uses for these soaps. Now, like, for instance, while the Gryffindor relaxes me, the Ravenclaw one actually gives me that boost of energy, you know? Oh, and it smells like a really nice light cologne. Another one I really like is that I've tried that gives me a really good boost of energy is the legendary lather one from the Star Wars Collection #2, and it's the Luke Skywalker one. And legitimately, the smell on it is super clean, super good. It kind of almost reminds me of almost like Axe Kilo back in the day, like the original Axe Kilo, right? When it smelled really fucking good and shit. This reminds me of that, but it's much more natural and a little bit more citrusy, and the scent stays with you a little bit longer. Now, I've heard some people like Swell. She said, like, the smell instantly left her as soon as she left the shower. I don't know, maybe her nose just isn't built for it, or maybe I've heard some people say that, certain pores actually, like, hold on to scents longer. Mine might be one of those because I can smell mine for hours throughout the day. And I've had people walk up and be like, oh, yeah, that smells good. When I'm talking about the smell of scents, I'll be like, oh, yeah, yeah, smell my arm. They're like, oh, yeah, it smells good. You know? Like, right now, I smell like my hemp lotion because I haven't taken a shower today yet. I woke up today and just was like, all right, let's get this video going and type up the rest of the script. we're gonna get going on this. So it's been one of those things where I definitely wanted to get through. And again, I'm also going off script for quite a bit here too, as well, just to let you know. But like I was saying, I just don't know if it's just that people can't smell it subtly, or if it's it lasts for a few hours on, like, it just lasts a few hours on my body, or maybe like they aren't even noticing it. Maybe that they didn't lather enough. That's another thing I thought about too. Is like in her video, I didn't see her really like lathering up. Like when she did the like whole little video she was doing, it literally looked like she just did this, and then like you could see like the light little like traces of the soap is on her and stuff like that. It didn't look like she actually lathered it up. Like when I'm doing this, like I'll lather that shit up until like I am like soaked and covered in purely white, like my fucking microphone. Okay, I am as white as that bitch, and then I'm rinsing all of that off, and afterwards I smell fucking heavenly. My skin is super soft. It's fucking the best clean I've gotten. Everything like that. So it's legitimate, and I've started to buy a lot of their other lines of products. They don't just make soaps, by the way. They're not just making soaps. I've gotten their shampoo. I've gotten their deodorant. I plan to get their face washes, the conditioner. I plan to get their whole line of products, even their toothpaste, to really try out wholeheartedly how much this stuff could change and improve those little increments in my life that just give me those little extra benefits and boom, little benefits of giving me natural energy, giving me a natural, in a sense, healing property to my body that I can be like, yo, cool. This works in conjunction with my body. I'm not having to take extra stimulants or have to do all this other stuff like that to try to like get to that point of where I need to be, right? But again, as I said, you can see these guys are back here behind me. Let's get into this here, because a lot of these bars are different. Now, I want you guys also to, like I was saying uh, earlier, like I want you to remember that there is, again, some of these bars are gonna have the same exact ingredients. Some of them are gonna have some of the same exact like styles, like the grit level, everything like that. However, they may have different scents. And now I really do wholeheartedly believe that this is because not everybody's gonna like this scent or this scent. So they have the different scents, so that way they can all do, this whole line will do this same thing, this line can do this same thing, this line can do that same thing, but they'll all have different scents in them. That's what I think is important about this. And I think it's actually really good because each person, each skin type is all different, and it's not a one size fits all. And that is actually overall the biggest issue with the bar soaps I have and the liquid detergent soaps. And of course, 3-in-1s and stuff like that. It's that you don't want those things to just be like, oh, it's a one size fits all, it's going to work for everybody. No, it doesn't work that way. But, you know, because like there's some of them out there that, like, for instance, the deep sea goat's milk, one of my favorites too. Okay, it's probably number 4. Let me rephrase that. Actually, it's number 1 in the OG line. For the limited line, we'll talk about what's number 1, but literally the top 3 are literally the fucking Gryffindor, or not Gryffindor, but the Harry Potter ones. And so like that's in itself is hilarious, right? So the first one of the OGs is the deep sea goat's milk. Second would probably be summer citrus. Third would be probably pine tar. Uh, Fourth would probably be, um, I would think, what is it? Cold fresh aloe. And then the other one would probably be freedom fresh. And these are the ones I think are probably some of the best ones on the OG line. Now, I'm still trying more. I just got the cold brew coffee one, so I'm going to be trying that one. That one's supposed to be really good for exfoliation and really keeping the body definitely, hydrated and stuff like that, and giving yourself a nice deep, really deep cleanse, and give you a nice little coffee smell to your body as well. Which is kind of funny because a lot of people have also told me a lot of times that my like natural body odor is coffee. Like I've had people tell me like, "Yo, man, you smell like coffee. You've been drinking coffee?" And I'm like, "No, no? Why do I smell like coffee?" Don't know. But apparently I smell like coffee. So that's hilarious. So the first up on this bad boy we got up is the Gryffindor brick. The brick of the brave. And this bad boy is a heavy grit. So it is meaning it's going to be great at exfoliating the body and providing a deep cleanse. When you hit the body with that soap, you're going to feel that instant scrubbing effect. Like when you start doing this number, you're like, you can start smelling it instantly. The aromatherapy will hit your nose. And then as you're doing that, you feel your body instantly start relaxing. Like your chest muscles will start just to relax instantly. Your shoulders, everything like that. You're just like, oh man, you melt into your bar of soap pretty much. And by the end of that fucking lather and rinse, you are so nice and clean that when you feel your body, you're like, oh, so smooth, so baby smooth. And it's fucking amazing, right? It's the absolute feel that it gives you is absolutely amazing, hands down. One of the other biggest things I gotta say too is that like the smell, because it says it's a what is this, crackling fire. And I wrote in here too because I agreed with like Frick Cast, but I don't agree with what he claimed the smell was. I thought it was a little bit different, but he also will claim a lot of things as like cologne smell or this smell, and like just kind of like umbrellas it. I don't like that. For me, this is a very musky, woody, and smoky. Like, and when I say smoky, it's like the incense smoke almost. It reminds me of an incense. That's exactly what this reminds me of. It reminds me of an incense. And for the heavy grit, you can actually see the grit in this bad boy. Look at that. You can see those little black and little white splotches all throughout this bad boy. That's the grit in this thing. And they're a solid chunky bar of soap too. That chunky boy. Fucking delicious smelling though. God damn. The flavors that they offer for this Harry Potter line is just absolutely incredible. So definitely check out the Brick of the Brave. I highly recommend this if you like an exfoliator, if you like something that's gonna be heavy or gritty, things like that. Definitely a good one on that. The grit's not like too overtly heavy. It's almost like a medium grit if you really will, but it really does get the job done. It's amazing. The clean is amazing. The smell is amazing. When you get out of the shower, you're gonna feel like you were the boy who lived. All right, just saying. But next up on the line, we got actually my third favorite. So Gryffindor is actually my second favorite. Ravenclaw is my third favorite. And the reason for that is because it's more of the lighter, energetic one. It's got like the actually more kind of, I would say that this is more along the lines of that cologne smell, right? Like it is like a musky cologne smell, and not like a, or I shouldn't say musky, a sporty cologne smell. Kind of almost like if you were to take something like maybe like the Adidas colognes or like Gucci Sport or Hugo Boss Sport, something along those lines. It's a very nice, airy, like smell to it. It almost has also a bit. Oh, it reminds me of like fresh linen almost. And this is funny because this one's a light grit bar, right? So this is light grit. There is no grit to this bad boy whatsoever. And again, look how thick these bad boys are. They're pretty good solid thickness. Like, it's about how thick they are for me. Boom. I absolutely love these things. These bars of soaps last up to about 3 weeks of worth of washes, supposedly. I've been getting through them a little bit quicker because I tend to use these a lot more than just using them in the shower. I tend to use them for like arm washes, hand washes. I use them for when I'm shaving. Like today, I'm gonna use the probably the legendary lather or one of the cold fresh aloe for going around the face, so I can shave up and do a clean shave around the beard and clean it all up, trim it up, and that way I'll have a really good fresh fragrance. So, so next let's move to the third brick. Third brick. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not a fan of this one. I'm not a fan of this one. It was just the smell of it. Okay, this bad boy right here. Okay, this guy. The leather lather the loyal. It smells like fucking buttered popcorn, and I don't want to smell like buttered popcorn. It's supposed to smell like bakery, pastry goods, and all this other stuff like that. It's a really solid medium grit, which makes me sad because I really want to try it for the medium grit, but I don't want the smell. I'd be willing to smell like coffee apparently, but not like butter. So it was a weird smell for me. It's the only one I was like, yeah, I'm not buying that. But it does make me kind of sad because apparently the lathers is like from what I've heard, it lathers next to the deep sea goat's milk as the like, which if you don't know, the deep sea goat's milk is the overall goat muy bien grazie, of the bricks themselves. But it and literally other fellow squatchers all believe the same thing, that it is like the hands down best, lather, best deep down clean, plus it heals the microbiome. We'll get into that one when we review that one later. But it does a great job. But apparently the lather is similar to that one, but this one relaxes the muscles, it soothes you, and all this other stuff like that. And it's like, damn, do I wish I would have liked this one more, because I would have loved to try it. The other thing that I am kind of glad I didn't try it for is just because, sadly enough, now if you start to notice that like when you look on the back of the boxes, you'll start to see this word pumice a lot. Yeah, pumice is used in quite a bit of them for the heavy grit or medium grits and stuff like that, which is fine. It's good. It's a good exfoliator. But in some cases, when you're doing something that's literally based around pastry goods and baked goods, and it has oatmeal in it for an exfoliator, why wouldn't you just increase the oatmeal on that one to make the exfoliator stronger and be more inclined or in tune with the whole baked goods notion? I just thought that would have been a better idea for that one. But overall, Lather the Loyal, while not one of my personal favorites, one I like to use at all, I've had a lot of people tell me it's absolutely amazing and that they absolutely love it. So now the other one is my favorite brick. It's the one I don't have sitting here personally, so I had to use one of these to show you it. Because this bad boy right here, hold on, where's my hand? My hand is disappearing. There it goes. I cannot get my, wow, my hand does not want to appear here. There we go. This guy. This guy right here. The Suds of the Sly. Good one. Best one. My favorite one. And it's a zero grit. Smells absolutely divine. It is a very, very, I'd say, oh God, how can I describe it? I have it listed here. How did I write that down? For the smell here. Oh, that's right. This one is more of an earthy cologne smell. So if you could think of something that's, well, it's kind of musky. I wouldn't actually say musky. Oh yeah, actually, it would be like actually a sandalwood almost. Oh no, actually sandalwood would be for this guy. This would be sandalwood. This one would be not cedarwood. You can still smell it in the box too a bit because it's also got it like in the box still. It is a musk, but it's so earthy, so it's so unique of a smell. But the lather is insane. It lathers so nicely. I absolutely love the way it felt, and it gave me a great sense of clean. When I got out of the shower, I was like, ooh, I got a little pep to my step. You know, you felt a little confident. You know, you almost think like this would be what fucking Malfoy had to be smelling like the entire time to have that much confidence, looking that dorky all the time. So this bad boy here definitely rocked it. So I mean, it's been insane to see though how well these soaps have worked though, and not just been gimmicky, like in the sense of actually getting you clean, doing what they're there to do. And also, and again, check out Frickcast's videos about like, because he does individual guides of like each individual bar, and then he's also done them over like, you know, like a 5 hour long one where he's done the compiling from Pine Tar all the way to the Suds of the Sly being the last one that he did. And that one, outside of the newest ones that they just released, which was like the Fuego one, which is literally a jalapeno styled fucking bar. Again, crazy stuff that they do. But if you want to know, are the ingredients going to be actually medicinally beneficial to your body topically, then I would honestly highly recommend going and checking out his videos, because you will not regret it. You will definitely be like, oh shit, that's awesome. I now learned that. You know, I learned this and I learned, you know, that about these bars of soaps, and now I might want to be inclined to buy them even further, which is what happened with me. In fact, actually watching Frickcast, uh, yeah, bro, you're number one reason why I have 16 bars of soap, or actually no, over 20 bars of soap now of the Dr. Squatch, because I have become addicted to it. But there you are, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the end of this review of my Harry Potter line. That is the review of all these, as far as I can tell you guys, right? Again, the way these guys really feel the cleanse, the body wise, is that you're gonna feel this deep clean. You feel your pores open up. You feel you have this energy vibe to you, that when you're going about your doing your day, you feel like you can accomplish things. I literally won't go live until I've gotten my shower in. When I go to work in the mornings, I will tend to take a shower now before I go to work, instead of doing it just after work and just going to the next day having like that residual shower smell the next day, right? No, I want to smell good before I get to work and while I'm at work. So then I also take a bar soap with me while I'm at work, because the entire time I'm in that bathroom or at the sink, you know, doing whatever to wash my hands, I'm using their soaps instead of using anything else, because at the end of the day, these sons of bitches work. These soaps actually get you clean. They make you smell good. They make you feel good. And if that doesn't do everything that it promises you, or promises that I'm promising you, then please come and let me know. And then we can talk about why, that maybe it didn't do the job specifically for you. And again, if you guys want to ask me about any of the questions or talk about any of that stuff, just hit me up on live space. Again, live.space/Devi. Come and hang out with me. It's where we'll be live today later on. And again, if you guys want to come and check out some of the other stuff about like what would be, you know, some other recommendations, like my next review that I'm going to be doing on the Dr. Squatch soaps here in a couple days is going to be on the Star Wars Collection number 2. It's going to be covering the Legendary Lather, the Resistance Rinse, the Sinister Scrubs, and the Sons of Darkness in that collection. And all 4 of them, by the way, are fucking amazing. They knocked out of the park with that collection, honestly. Hands down, absolutely love it. So be sure to come and tune in on that one. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. And if you guys liked the video, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the sub. And I'll see you all in the next one, fam. Peace out.